Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Arben from CZT Gildo Sobrino. This is a fantastic grid pattern. And today I'm going to start drawing the grid. We're going to do a 4 square. And today being Thursday, the time of this recording, it is Tangle Time Day. So this is where I do two sessions, I like to call them, where we explore. I pick a tangle or two that I think we can do in an hour. If it's one that's maybe really simple, I might do two. We just see and we explore it and have fun. And what's neat is seeing all of the results that of what everybody has done. It's we share the tangle and then samples from the creator of the tangle, and then everybody just does their thing, and it's really fun. If you want to see the results, in the description section is a link to my website, tangleaddicts.com, and make sure to do follow me, so following the blog. And when I post the recap for them, you will be of the first to get that, because that's where it goes first, and then I try to email it out to everyone that participated. But since that's the last step, sometimes unfortunately that one kind of gets missed. But we focused on this tangle today, and oh my goodness! So it starts off, whatever your grid is going to be, and well, I'll talk about the fragment part of it at the end. So this one starts, and I'll do one. We'll do one, maybe one box at a time. So 3 little bumps. I'm debating in my head, because I it's like, wow, should we or shouldn't we? But you know what? I think we will, and then that way I can do I'll do one, and then we'll do the other 3 kind of all at once. All right. So 3 little bumps. If you've ever done the Tangle Crescent Moon, that's what it's like. Then, from here, so I adjusted my camera this time ahead of time, so it was like, okay, yes, you can see, and yes, I can have it turned, and it kind of looks so it's not completely upside down to you. All right, so what we're gonna do is on the left side of every bump, we're gonna take and we're gonna do a curved line. So I'm gonna start in the middle, actually, just because I like to do that. Curve line right to that corner, and we're going to do that for all 3, like so. Then now I'm going to turn the tile, because we want to keep your hand comfortable, and then working with that natural curve that happens when you have your kind of the heel of your hand planted, and then you just you're doing like this. So I try to do that as much as possible, because it helps the curves be consistent. So now on the other side of that bump, we're going to do the same thing, going to the other corner and crossing right over. Now the one closest, you're not going to get that much of a curve to it, but don't worry about it. And then he has us filling in the center. But as I had mentioned today, this, any of this becomes the decorating phase. I do like having this center filled in, but you can have a lot of fun with it. In the description section also, I will have a link to my version of the step out, as well as Gildo's, and it's an Instagram link. So and when you first go to it, you might have to click the right arrow to get to the step out. I think the first thing it shows is the sample, and then click the arrow that goes to the right, and you'll get the step out. And well, if you're just looking at the sample, there's some neat things that he did by combining it. Changing the direction, using it as a fragment, and then coloring in certain sections. So much fun to be had with this. All right, so that's one, and so I'm going to do the other. So if you were tangling along, or if I happened, hopefully I did not go. Well, I do have a habit of going too fast, and I apologize for that. So now we'll do all three. So the little bumps in the center, or I mean on the whatever you want that bottom line to be, that base. The one thing I try to do, and I still, it's like if I could just get these all even, it would be lovely. So I aim to put one in the center first and then work to either side. That seems to help a bit, but also knowing that we're filling these in, and if you need to adjust them a little bit, uh, then you can. And what did I do here? So like this one is a little bit flat, so I can just go over the edge a little bit and neaten that out. The only thing you can't do is make them smaller. You can make them, the course correction on with the fill-in is you can always make it larger in one direction or another, whichever way you need it to be, but we can't go the other direction with it. Okay, so that's good. And then again, once you have those set, that's probably that takes the longest to get those done. And then I'm going left side, just because I feel like doing that side first, of each one to that corner. And this is a nice one that you can do all the same steps. Whoops, well, that's interesting. And then move on to the next step, which is really cool to do for the reasons of repetition. And if you're using this for a meditation or mindfulness exercise, the repetition is what gets you to those benefits. So anytime that you can do the same step until all of that step is done, and then go to the next step and same thing, then like I said, then you get the greatest benefit from the meditative qualities of Zentangle. You know, and we found even if your line is not necessarily so curvy, it still ends up looking really really neat. So I wouldn't fret too much about that. And heck, even if they don't all end up exactly in the corner, it's okay, because in the end, there's so much going on. You don't focus on those little details, and that's the nice thing about Zentangle. Also, that's also why there's no such, well, one of the reasons there's no such thing as a mistake, because half the time you can never go find it again. And then other than that, when there's something that happens all of a sudden, is what we call a oops, is occasional opportunity presented suddenly is our acronym for oops. And then maybe you take it in a different direction, or you just go with it and leave it at that, and have fun with it, and be okay with it. I think that's the hardest part about Zentangle right there. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of shading. And so I like to do these, we're going to come on the tips of these. I think this is pretty much how I've shaded all of them. Although, like I said, you could always go in and color a section. You could add, say, orbs or lines in a section. Whatever you want to do. And I'm just bringing this down in a little ways. And that looks great. Maybe it's because this is how I've been doing it today. I'm going to add a little bit. This is the other part that I've been adding some graphite to. Trying not to add too much. And in this section, I want to have it not go up the full way. Although, gosh, if you wanted to color it in with the graphite, that could look neat too when you're only doing some sections. There we go. Easy peasy. I think this almost falls into the category of looks harder than it is. So that is it. Oh, so I mentioned the fragment idea, and on Gildo's step out, he listed a fragment. So the concept of fragments in reticula. Reticula is a name that Rick and Maria found because they were seeking out to find a term for a grid that's not necessarily, rectangular or square, because when we think grid, that's what we think. So they found the word reticula or reticulum, and then came up with the concept of using fragments to create neat meta patterns. So this is the pattern all in the same direction, and it does look neat. It really does. This is the pattern with, so one is this way, and then this one is just flipped and mirrored. And so you see how different it comes out. So then I decided on our second class I wanted to try this, and so I did what would this be, a 16 square grid, and I wanted to change things up. So as you can see, I did, I hadn't really thought it through. I was just kind of doing a free flow, which is not necessarily like me, but it's fun when it happens. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have the bumps go on the exterior, but then I realized, well, gosh, if I do all this side, what am I going to do in these corners? And I didn't think enough, which is also a good Zentangle thing. No pre-planning. Like to say, do it on a corner or something. So this is what I came up with: 3, then 3, 3, 3, and it came up with a neat pattern. And then on the inside, I did the same as this. Putting the orbs on, or the bumps on the inside. They turn into orbs then when you have the two halves. Halves or orbs. Well, that's still an orb, even if it's ovally. And yeah. So anyway, and it's just really neat. Especially where they come together. So you can have a lot of fun playing with this, just with this one tangle and changing up the direction that you have it going. So the fragment idea is a fun one to do. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with your friends. And also, if you like it enough to see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Of course, that is free. In the description section, I mentioned my website and my blog. Would love to have you follow me there. And what else there? Oh, classes. So if you would like to join in on a Tangle Time and have fun with us as we explore tangles, would love to have you join us. They're every Thursday. I am in Michigan, so I do them at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Our time, which is Eastern. Right now, it's Eastern Daylight Time. But if you, like I said, you connect with me on there. I have places like Eventbrite and Meetup.com and Facebook. If you want to follow me there, where I post classes, and then you can follow those and see when I post, other new things, because I do these on Thursday. Again, those are free. I have one additional free class that's on a Tuesday. So essentially, for the most part, I do 2 classes a week, save a couple weeks. It just depends. On 2 of the 2 Thursdays, I do classes that have a fee. So those you can, check those out if you like them enough, and you want to kind of get a subscription with a discount. I have a membership club for that, and it's basically an all access. So that way you have access to replays to both sessions of the classes, and I go ahead and register you for everything, and you don't have to worry about it. Just show up or watch later, whatever fits your schedule. So I want to give a little plug to that, because I do have a special on that is ending at the end of May, this year, 2022. So anyway, I hope you join us sometime. Join us for free first. Just, you got to see if you like us first, because we do tend to have a lot of fun. Again, we hope that you join us. All right, with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.